The grocery store security alarm is blaring. Everyone in the checkout line looks completely innocent, but your eyes land on a man with a massive, perfectly square pregnant belly. That alarm is ringing because the guy in line doesn't have a child on the way. He is walking out with a stolen microwave. Everyday thieves, impostors, and liars operate right out in the open, exploiting our natural blind spots to avoid detection. To save metabolic energy, the human brain constantly runs on an automatic filtering mode. It processes the broad, big picture of an environment, so you can walk through a room without calculating every single object. Because it prioritizes that broad context, tiny, irregular, or conflicting elements are completely filtered out before you consciously register them. Overriding that biological autopilot requires deliberate effort. To catch a deceiver, you have to actively scan your environment for 3 specific categories of anomalies. The first category is the contextual anomaly. This is a disguise that looks flawless on its own, but completely violates the strict physical rules of its location. Imagine 2 women driving identical cars down a normal suburban street. Both drivers look relaxed and entirely harmless, but one of those vehicles is currently being stolen. You find the criminal by checking the hardware. Fresh scratch marks gouged directly around the keyhole show a forced entry. Apply that same logic to an industrial setting. 3 workers present their credentials to guards at the entrance of a highly restricted corporate facility. From the waist up, all 3 blend right in, holding the correct badges and wearing standard company uniforms. But an imposter gives himself away at the floor level. The 3rd worker is wearing casual canvas sneakers in an active industrial zone that strictly requires steel-toed safety boots. Contextual anomalies expose intruders. A corporate spy will spend weeks building a flawless cover story, but they forget the mundane physical rules of the space they are invading. The second category is the behavioral anomaly. When a person is lying, the intense cognitive stress causes them to overcompensate. They try way too hard to act normal. On a quiet passenger train, a conductor announces that a purse was stolen at the last stop. You look at the 4 suspects sitting in your car. A young woman sitting across from you is locked in an exaggerated deep sleep, with a massive winter coat draped awkwardly over her knees. She is performing the act of sleeping to avoid questioning, while physically covering the stolen bag. The same overcompensation happens in tech sabotage. Nearby equipment detects active frequency jamming, and you isolate 3 people holding electronic devices. A technician is rigidly gripping his tablet with both hands, staring completely unblinking at a screen that is powered entirely off. The mental bandwidth required to maintain a lie forces a deceiver's body into unnatural postures. They turn ordinary, relaxed actions into highly tensed performances. The final category is the trace anomaly. Constructing a fake reality always creates friction, and that friction leaves a physical signature behind. Police question a girl at a high-end restaurant about stolen silverware. She claims she wandered in by accident to take photos, but she is wearing a uniform polo shirt featuring the exact logo of the establishment. At a crowded airport, an untagged pink suitcase covered in strawberry stickers causes a dispute when 3 different passengers claim it belongs to them. The rightful owner is the only passenger wearing enamel pins on her jacket that perfectly match the specific strawberry design plastered on the luggage. Finally, at a modeling agency, someone maliciously swaps a tanning studio's lotion for orange paint, leaving a model completely ruined right before a shoot. You spot the culprit standing nearby, a bystander who failed to scrub the obvious traces of orange paint from her knuckles and shirt cuffs. No matter how well a deceiver crafts their verbal story, the physical truth inevitably bleeds through via unintended trace evidence. Spotting a liar requires shifting your mindset from passively looking at a room to actively interrogating the hidden structures within it. Deception relies entirely on an audience that refuses to analyze the data right in front of them. Navigating the modern world safely means training your eye to actively hunt for contextual mismatches, behavioral overcompensations, and trace residues. If you caught all the thieves and imposters today, your observation skills are highly tuned. Make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment telling us which puzzle was the hardest to solve. Share this episode to test a friend, and we will see you next time.